Hi, and time once again for Money TV. I'm Donald Baillargeon. So glad you could take the time to be with us. Money TV is the program all about money and what makes it happen. So the post office wants to get into the financial services business. In a white paper published by the Office of the Inspector General, the United States Post Office was said to be well positioned to offer non-bank financial services to those not being served by the traditional financial sector. The proposal does make a compelling argument. 1 in 4 U.S. households lives at least partially outside the financial mainstream without bank accounts or having to use costly services like payday lenders. Households within that group are spending more than $89 billion per year on just interest and fees for alternative financial services. Now, according to the proposal, the Postal Service feels it could provide financial services largely by partnering with banks, who could also lend expertise as the Postal Service structures new offerings. The Office of Inspector General goes on to assure it is not suggesting that the Postal Service become a bank or openly compete with banks. To the contrary, they say they're suggesting that the Postal Service could greatly complement banks' offerings. The Postal Service could help financial institutions fill the gaps in their efforts to reach the underserved. Now, while banks are closing branches all over the country, mostly in low-income areas like rural communities and inner cities, the physical postal network is ubiquitous. The Post Office feels that this idea could save the underserved billions of dollars in fees and interest while generating a potential of $8.9 billion in revenue for the USPS if only 10% of the target group participated. Now, some of the products and services they're talking about include reloadable prepaid debit cards, mobile transactions, domestic and international money transferring, even small loans. It's already being done in other countries, and the postal services there are generating newfound revenues. A recent survey showed that 74% said they had a favorable opinion of the post office. Meanwhile, 48% had a favorable opinion of banks, while only 18% thought they had a favorable opinion of retail check cashers and payday lenders. So it all sounds like a good idea until you start to really think about it. The U.S. Postal Service lost $11 billion last year, so suddenly they're a financial expert? And let's face it, they're legendary for their inefficiency. Have you ever gone into a post office at 10 in the morning? There's no one in line, yet there's a postal employee at every available service window. Go into the same post office at 4 in the afternoon, you can encounter 30 or more people in line, and this time there's only 2 service windows open. If you send an overnight package using FedEx and they miss the delivery deadline, you can arrange for the charges to be refunded by going online. But if the same thing happens with the post office, you have to go wait in line at a post office, fill out form 3533, and more than likely you're going to get a customer service person with no idea how to process it. Now, the post office near my office has 2 drive-up mailboxes across the street. At 3 in the afternoon, someone from the post office takes a large diesel-powered truck across the street to pick up 2 baskets of mail, then drives back across the street into the post office. Now, do we want this kind of efficiency to begin dealing with money? Nobody has ever referred to their bank as a compassionate business, but banks know how to make money, and if they felt there was money to be made in the group that the post office is considering serving, they would already be doing it. Now, here's something you should be doing, is calling our toll-free number from anywhere in the world you're watching the program. That number is 888-259-4449 for information about our featured guests. When you do call, be sure and ask to be added to the subscription list of our Money TV newsletter. Again, toll-free, 888-259-4449. On your mobile phone, just text Money TV to go 800 or 46800. Be sure and visit us at moneytv.net. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.